Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on Aisha's Academy. And today we're going to go through stem and leaf diagrams. So let's go. So when it comes to stem and leaf diagrams, they're basically just a type of diagram where they put data in order and groups to allow us to easily see patterns. And they're really useful for also allowing us to work out the median and working out quartiles. So by quartiles I mean upper quartile, lower quartile and interquartile ranges. So the digits from this data are split into two different groups. The first group is our stem. So think of it like the stem of a tree. And then the second group is our leaves. So looking at example 1. So if a question says draw a stem and leaf diagram from the following data. So here would be our example of data. So numbers like 14, 45, 49 and so on. The first thing that we would do is write the word stem. And then we're going to draw a line in between and then we're going to write leaves. So that's splitting it into our two groups. So your stem is your tens. So for instance 14, the 1 would go in stem and the 4 would go in leaves. And then after 1 goes the 2 because we've got our 20s there. And notice how, on the leaf sides it's in number order from smallest to largest. So for instance 5 then 7, 5 then 9 for the 40s and so on. So this is how we write it. So now we're just going to have a look at some example questions, and I hope for you to notice the pattern as we go along. So first of all, we have this data and it basically wants us to draw a stem and leaf diagram. So again, we're going to do the same thing as what we did previously. We're going to write the word stem, draw the line in between and then write leaves. The smallest number we can see in the data is 5. So notice how 5 doesn't really have a 10, so that's why we put 0 to represent that, it's just 5. And that's the same with the 9. And another tip that I have for answering these exam questions is basically cross out the numbers that are on the stem and leaf diagram. And the reason why I advise this is because it's so easy to sometimes forget a number. And by forgetting that one number, that might lose you a mark on just a silly error. So just cross it out once you've put the number on the stem and leaf diagram. So yeah, we would just continue on. So after, the 5s and the 9, we would then go into our 10s. So then the smallest 10 was 13. So then again, going in number order. And another thing I want you to notice is, for instance, a number like 19 had appeared twice in the data. So rather than writing 9 squared or something like that, we would write 9 and a 9 separately to represent that there was 2 19s in the data. And again, notice how the leaves are in chronological order. Then after our 10s, we're just going to have a look at our 20s. So again, notice how with the 23s, there was 2 lots of 23s, so we would write the 3s twice. And then again, cross them out after we're done. And then we would have a look at our 30s. So again, the smallest 30 is 31, so that's going to be the first one written. Then 32 and 34. So yeah, just cross them out. And as you can see, once you understand, how to write the stem and leaf diagrams, these are really nice exam questions. And just easy marks, really. And then last but not least is the 40, so it was just 40 there. So then that's it. Example 3. So here is another exam question, again the same thing, an ordered stem and leaf diagram, except this time we've got 3-digit numbers. So because our stem is to do with the 10s, rather than writing 1 in the stem and then 5 and 9 in the leaves, you would write 15 and then 6 and then 9 to show 15 and the 6 of 156. So remember, your stem is your tens. It's the rhythm. Your leaves, leaves doesn't rhyme with units, but you get what I mean. And then again, for the 160s numbers, you'd write 16 and then 4, 5, 7. And again, notice how the leaves are still in order. So to help you out to remember, whether it's a 4-digit, 5-digit, 3-digit number, your leaves are always the last number, and then your stem is basically everything else. And understanding that will really help. And to kind of help you remember that is because, you know, leaves, you have like one of each leaf on a tree. So think of each number as literally one leaf. So you would only have one number. So yeah, carrying on, you would have then your 17s because you're 170 numbers. And then again, notice how they're in number order. Notice how 176 appeared twice. So that's why I wrote the 2 6s. And that was the same with 167 as well. So yeah, once you go along, like, it's basically the same pattern each time. So yeah, again, just crossing them out so we don't forget, and in case we miss a number out. Then we would look at our 180s. And then we got the 0, the 2, the 3, and the 8. And then we just had the 0 and the 2. So then looking at the follow-up question, now it says work out the percentage of men with a height greater than 184. So because it's out of 20 men, I would work it out as a fraction first. So I'd put 20 as my denominator. Then I'm literally going to circle the numbers in the stem and leaf that are greater than 184. So that includes 188, 190, and 102. So as we can see, there's only 3 numbers that are greater than 184, so it would be 3 out of 20. Because we're dealing with percentages, to turn fractions into percentages, times by 100, and it'll be 15%. Example 4. So working out the median. So there is a formula for this to help you with understanding these questions. As we did mention earlier, that we can use stem and leaf to work out medians and quartiles. So in terms of working out the median from a stem and leaf diagram, it would be n plus 1 over 2. So n being the total numbers that you have, n plus 1 divided by 2. That if number is what we're going to work out. So in relation to this question, because there's 31 tomato plants, it will be 31 plus 1 divided by 2, which gives us a value of 16. So we're going to find the 16th number. So you literally just start from the top and then you count your way along. And so the 16th number would be 32. So that 2 there circled, remember it's from the number 32. And that's literally your answer. Now for the interquartile range, however, we need to work out 2 parts first. So in terms of working out the interquartile range, first of all, I'd work out your lower quartile, or you can work out upper quartile first. It doesn't matter which one you work out first. But yeah, if we were to work out our lower quartile, because it's a quarter, a lower quartile is like a quarter basically. So you're going to do n plus 1 divided by 4 this time, and that value. And then for your upper quartile, it's like equivalent to 3/4. So then you're going to do n plus 1 over 4, so basically your quartile, but multiplied by 3. So that if number or value per se. And then for working out the interquartile range, it's the difference between the upper and the lower quartile. So to work that out, you would do your upper quartile minus your lower quartile. So the lower quartile first, we would do 31 plus 1, and we have to divide that by 4 to work out what value we're finding. So it seems like we're finding the 8th value, so let's circle that. So that would be 21. And then for the upper quartile, because we already know it's the lower quartile times by 3, that means we're going to work out the 24th value. So the 24th value in the data is 45. And then to work out the interquartile range, we're going to do 45 minus 21, which is going to leave us with an answer of 24. So I hope that helped a lot in terms of stem and leaf diagrams, working them out and writing them out, and in terms of working out the median and the quartiles from them. Please, please, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Aisha's Academy for more content. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching.